Hello, and welcome to our new podcast, Murderess. You got myself here, Sidney Smith, with my co-host,
Jamie Kamaya.
And if you love true crime the way we love true crime, we think you're going to really dig us and dig our new show. Thank you guys for tuning in for the first one. Jay, what's going on, bro?
Oh, not a whole lot. Just excited to get started here, man.
We were talking, and I was laughing a little bit beforehand because my very good friend, my brother here, Jamie Kamaya, has been in a lovely relationship with a woman who is Hispanic. And it seems like for the entire time of this relationship, he's been speaking Spanish off and on in the middle of conversation.
Oh, Dios mío.
Yeah, right. So here it goes. And for people, you can't see him unless you go to our page. I don't know why I can't say the internet. Go to our podcast page, murderouspodcast.com. You'll see a picture of him, and he is a red-haired white dude who is from Boston, and he's so Boston that I nicknamed him Kennedy. And
I don't know why you'd say that.
And so when he goes into these Hispanic phrases, it just makes me laugh. And I'm sorry, maybe it's just me. I'm an idiot.
I sound like Kennedy on a tropical vacation.
What does that would sound like? If he was trying to pick up Hispanic women, maybe that's what he'd do.
Me llamo es Jamie.
We were talking before we hit record here, but I wanted to talk a little bit about it because I want people to get to know you, man, a little bit.
Oh, you're nice.
You're hitting the gym. So what's up?
Yeah, been 2 full days now at the gym, just cranking it out and going after work at like 6 p.m. when everyone goes to the gym.
Everyone's there.
You got to get on what machines you can. So I basically hit each muscle once, and now everything's a little sore. And I don't know what to do today because everything's sore.
You can't hit every muscle in one day.
Listen, that's what's available. You want to do some tricep pull downs, and then next thing I know, I'm doing squats. I don't know where it came from. That's all that was available.
And you're gonna go back and do the same. For people out there who, like myself, I go to the gym as well, and we like to go at a regular time that allows us to use more than one piece of equipment for each body part. That way, when you go back the next day, you're not working the same body parts again, Jay.
And that's what I would love to do, but I'm not waiting in line for a bench or a machine. It's just not going to happen. I don't even want to be there to begin with, but they make me go
as fast as you can get out of there.
I don't want to die in my 50s.
Who's they?
My girlfriend mostly.
Okay. All right. She is a lot of woman in terms of personality, so I can see how you would call her they.
Yeah, we'll go with that. Thanks. Honey?
Yes,
I love you.
I love you because she'll kill me too. So I love you. And we've known each other a long time, but you're afraid of her like I am, and you would actually help her commit it.
Right, terrified.
Help her commit the crime. Actually, that would be kind of cool. And then you guys could do that still ends up with me dead. I don't like the idea.
Yeah, I got to be careful, or I'll be the subject of an episode.
There it is. Now we're talking. So then I can do the episode. Oh yeah, I like it. Amelia, make sure you use your personality and a lot of charm and your imagination when you do it.
Man, it's like you're McCartney and I'm Lennon. You're just waiting to break away.
Get the hell out of here. So, folks, we wanted to do a true crime podcast, and it's called Murderous. For people out there who don't know, it's called Murderous because the podcast is only about female killers. We wanted to do something, and we wanted to do something that was going to be different than what's already out there in the true crime genre. Excuse me. And we thought this would be it. And this is the route we took.
I think so. Let's find out why women are doing the things that women don't typically do. Well,
let's not say typically don't do. I mean, we found a lot of different gruesome murders. There's a lot of it out there.
There's a lot out there, but relative to men, right? I mean, men are, we're dirty, filthy animals that are house trained. Women are not. Let's find out what happened, why there are some women who go down this route.
Yeah, and being two guys, we also wanted to make sure that, because we're both professional comedians, but we also wanted to make sure we can be as respectful as possible to the victims and even to the murderer if need be. But we wanted to try to do it. Hopefully we can balance it out with some type of comedy.
Right, not making excuses for the murder, but maybe understanding what got them there.
Right. It's not going to be one of those podcasts that you listen to where you hear the voice, and then Susie snuck up behind Jared and slowly. It's not going to be that. We're going to have some personality. You'll hear some fun in their voices, and hopefully you're okay with it.
I think it'll be just fine.
You think so?
I think so.
You know what I think would be better if you got a haircut before you came to my house next time.
Yeah, well, if you don't mention it, no one will know.
This is true. This is not visual at all. I don't know why I brought it up. I don't know why I did that. We've known each other a long time. This man was at my wedding. I held his hand through his divorce. So we go way back. So this is going to be a lot of...
How to grease the wheels.
But before we get started, I wanted to make sure we let you guys know about a couple of things. Or actually ask you guys for some favors. Would be more like it. If you guys would give us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts, give us a great review. It costs you absolutely nothing to do it. That will help us out greatly. If you also go check out our Patreon at some point after the podcast, Murderous Podcast on Patreon, and check out our different tiers we have there, that will be of a great help as well. That helps us keep the lights on, keep the electricity running. Keep Buzzsprout pushing out our podcast as well, because we have to take time from other commitments to do this, and hopefully you enjoy it as much as we enjoy doing it. And you won't mind helping us out with those 3 things. What do you think?
No, and in that iTunes, that 5 stars is real important. You can leave any comment you want, but that 5 stars, that's really what does it for us.
Yeah. You could say something because I know you've already picked up on it. You could say that guy Jamie sounds like the bear from Ted. How can anyone listen to that? Sidney, God help you. And then just leave 5 stars right there.
5 stars. Or you can be like, are you guys covering women because you both have women's names? 5 stars.
What are you talking about? My name is spelled S-I. It's not a woman's name.
Okay, my name is spelled J-A-I, but J-I, you swap that A in the I, and all of a sudden it's a women's name.
I don't like you swapping things.
Listen, I was on an email strain with somebody else today who referred to me in the third person as her. So I'm a little bitter right now.
That's one of the things that gets me is when people spell my name out and they spell it S-Y. I don't know why. It's been a pet peeve of mine. I'm like, first of all, that is a city. And also that is how you spell it if I was a woman. I have a penis. Let's get this correct.
Let's get it right. He does. He absolutely does.
Put the I in the middle like my penis is in the middle. I like that. I'm keeping that. I'm keeping that.
Yeah, next podcast.
Putting that on a t-shirt. All right. We got some great episodes, like I was saying before. We're going to kick off our first one, and we're going to do the story of Jodi Arias.
Yeah. Very interesting story.
It is. And you and I were talking again before. We do a little bit of a pre-show before we hit record. And we were talking earlier. I thought it didn't seem like it was as long as it has been since she's committed this crime.
Yeah, about a dozen years ago, right?
Yeah, but it doesn't seem. You know what? I think because we live in Arizona, the greater Phoenix area, and this happened here. I think maybe they talk about it more. She's in the news a little bit more often.
Yes, and that's what it is. It's from this state. It took the crime took place in this state, so it's fascinating. Combined with the fact that in this weather, in the summer, our brain shut down, so we don't realize how fast time goes.
You know,
fucking hot, man. It's hot here.
Isn't
ginger in the desert, man.
A ginger in the desert. No one made you. You weren't kidnapped, Jay. You're sweating right now.
No, I did it on purpose. I actually came here on purpose.
Would you go back to Boston and live there if you had the opportunity at this point?
I don't think so, because I bitch about it. And then I went back there in December, and there was like 3 inches of snow. And I'm like, how does anybody live like this? This is awful.
Every time I think I'm getting homesick for Detroit, that's what I do. I look at the weather, or I look at the local news. I read the paper and say, nah, I'm glad
I'll just stay inside in the summer and call it a day.
I will always keep a house, I think, in Phoenix. Once I'm a mega superstar, I will always keep a home in Phoenix.
Yes.
Because everyone keeps a house here.
It is. And I mean, I'm going to be a snowbird. That's what I'm going to be when I retire. I'll be a snowbird, probably go back and forth.
Where are you going back and forth to? Back and forth to Boston?
Boston in the summer, here in the winter.
No way. Back east in the summertime, the humidity? Oh my God.
Yeah, it's rough. It's rough. But you know what? You won't die if you walk outside in the sun.
Okay. All right.
In the cold, you will.
I'll give you that.
But I'll be here.
All right, I think I should get to this podcast.
All right, let's
enough about your
hey,
your East Coast Kennedy weather over there, chilling on the Cape.
Me.
Did you do that again? Did you just go Hispanic on me again? Jodi Arias was born July 9th, 1980, out in California. Obviously, she had 2 parents, a mom and a dad, William and Sandra Arias. Her father, Mexican descent, and her mother, German and English. I guess that's, yeah. Her childhood years were said to be normal, although Arias said her parents abused her. Now, I don't recall ever really, Because, see, they say they hit her with wooden spoons and a belt. I don't recall that ever being
That's abuse.
But that was going to be my next thing. But
Well, that's my childhood, man. I don't. Oh, well, all right, fine.
the only thing she's missing is switches. So I'd have taken a wooden spoon over a switch any day of the week. What are we doing?
Yeah, it kind of the wideness of the spoon disperses the pain a little bit.
Depends on who's swinging it. If they're strong enough, all that.
My mom had a mean right.
Right. That whitening of the spoon only covers more of your ass. That's all that does. It doesn't distribute anything. But the abuse allegedly began when she was 7. According to her close friend at the time, Tina Ross, Aries was a good girl who didn't seem the slight bit off, which I won't mention his name, but I was talking about hanging out at the Comedy Store this time last year, and there was a comic in there. Nicest guy. The nicest guy I've ever met in this business. And I tell everyone, he's so nice. He's serial killer nice.
Uh-oh.
And they're like, what do you mean? I said, he's so nice. He's that guy that if I woke up and saw the news and said he had several dead bodies in his backyard, I say, oh my God, he was so nice. I never saw it coming. That's how nice this guy was. Because, and that's what I go back to in my memory when her friend Tina Ross says Aries was a good girl who didn't seem the slight bit off. We always say that about the person who ends up being off.
Maybe we're off too.
Do you know you're off until you go off?
Off knows off. Right? Off recognize off. Is that how the saying goes?
You know what? That is a good one because my brother, my older brother, used to tell me when I was a kid growing up, game gets game. Mm-hmm. So I think that's similar to what you're saying.
I was totally ripping it off from that.
Well, of course you were. You're a Kennedy. Aries didn't come from a broken home. Both parents were there. Well, of course, they needed both there to take turns whooping an ass. She said, but she had 4 siblings and even had grandparents who lived close by. She was an aspiring photographer at Eureka High School in Eureka. And I'm still not sure that's how you say that, but we were, again, in our pre-show, we were debating it, and Jamie won, so it's going to be Eureka High School.
Oh, that's just crediting someone that you know is wrong. Hey, I wanted to say it this way, but
in Eureka, California, before ultimately dropping out of school in the 11th grade. By Aries' own admission, she would go on to work multiple dead-end jobs, as well as have multiple relationships with cheating boyfriends.
Oh.
Well.
That happens. I mean, that's not her fault. That happens, right?
Yeah, I'm going to say, by her own admission, I want you to admit you killed someone. I don't want you to admit you had dead-end jobs. We're all young. We all had dead-end jobs before.
We've all been cheated on, I would think.
Nah, don't bring up that past, man. That past hurts.
It's not that kind of podcast. Right?
That's too deep. This isn't the one that I cry on. Can we get 200 in before I cry? She would eventually land a job with the company called Legal Shield, which was formerly known as prepaid legal services, working on commission. She was pretty enough to work on commission.
Yeah, I see pictures of her when she's got that blonde hair. Yeah, no, she was stunning for sure.
Everybody can't work on commission.
No. She's got a leg up over someone like me.
On a lot of us. I told you, there's some guys out there I've met that are like, hey, I work on commission only. I say, you are a gutsy guy.
Right.
You must have the skinniest children in the world. There's no way.
You ain't feeding them.
You won't be there long. Because even though straight commission, you have to hit a certain level.
Well, of course.
And they're going to get your ass out of there. But at prepaid legal services, where she met her new love interest, and eventual victim, Travis Alexander. And a little something on Travis, because we want to make sure that we give as much time to the victims as we do to the murder if we can, if the information allows us to. But he was born July 28th of 1977 in Riverside, California. And he grew up poor. Mom and dad were both strung out on drugs and abused him. So you got 2 parents that are strung out. You probably actually got real abuse, not the wooden spoon.
So he actually went through it.
Yeah. Yeah, there's probably some switches involved in his ass whoopings he was getting. The kids would be left home for days with no food while the parents were out on a bench. So definitely he had a rough child.
Ugh, that stuff kills me to hear.
I grew up in a different time where my mom would go to work and I had to babysit, but never without food and things like that.
Right.
And so I never experienced that side of things. I look back on it, and you were at my wedding. You heard the speech. The things I said about my mom. So when I hear that people went through this, man, my heart really goes out to people in that situation.
Sometimes it's tough for me to wrap my head around it because my friends, when I was little, they called me Beaver Cleaver because I just had that traditional family lifestyle. Didn't move around houses.
Right.
Parents stay together type of thing. So like I can't even wrap my head around what someone like that would go through at such a young age.
Beaver Cleaver, when did they stop calling you that?
Oh, I was probably out of college at that point.
Out of college? When did it start?
Oh, in high school. Definitely in high school. And I started meeting people from like other towns and stuff.
Well, so a lot of your friends went through that broken home type situation then?
Not nearly to that level, but I mean, yeah, divorces, different apartments, moving around, different schools, plenty of that happened.
Right.
And I didn't go through any of that.
Well, for him, it seems like he went through it for a while. So kind of go back to where we stopped at. The kids would be left home for days with no food, and the parents were out on a binge. After his father's death, Alexander and his siblings were basically rescued by their paternal grandmother.
Oh, yeah.
Norma Jean Preston Alexander Sarve,
I beg your pardon?
You heard me.
Oh.
Who eventually introduced them to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, a.k.a. the LDS, a.k.a. the Mormons.
The Mormons. Now, okay, by her own admission, she was dating multiple guys who cheated on her. I'm not sure a Mormon is the route you want to go. Someone who encourages multiple wives.
But I think it's different.
It's like the exact opposite direction of where you want to be going.
I mean, yes, but technically it's not the same thing because you know about one another. And not all Mormons practice that part of the faith, right? They don't all have multiple wives.
No, but for this bit of the segment, my stereotype fits better.
Okay. You're an ass sometimes.
I say, okay, fine. They married. You got to make them honest. I've been around with a bunch of side chicks, but if you make them honest, and we can have a wedding shower for each one.
Well, what I was going to say,
a wedding shower?
No,
come on,
no.
Oh, all the gifts?
No, look, man. I went to my own wedding shower 2.5 years ago. Actually, more like 3.5 years ago, and it was a fun time. But I don't want to do multiples of that.
Oh, come on! Another toaster? Come on!
We had to do theme day or a theme for it and everything.
Oh no, you don't got to do nothing. Just show up with your gifts, have a beer.
Oh no, we did like the Roaring 20s was our theme. So you got dressed up in whatever garb from that time period and had a good time with it. But
ours was we got food, open bar. That was our theme.
We did not do an open bar at the wedding shower because I knew we were going to do open bar for the wedding. I didn't want to do open bar at the wedding.
Yeah, that was awesome, by the way.
Did you enjoy that?
Normally I'm a beer drinker. Open bar, hit me with that cranberry and vodka.
And lots of it was gone. So
as they call it back east, a Cape Codder.
Look, I'm tired of you people from the East Coast that's taking everything over. So his grandmother introduced him to the Mormons. It's a version of the Christian faith, as I see you've written here. The new faith proved to be good for Alexander as he was able to grow into a pretty successful young man. So that seemed like that helped him turn his life around. But I think for everyone and I always get into this conversation with people, and people out here may disagree who are listening or agree. And you and I've never talked about this. For everyone out there, I have a discussion with who hates religion and they just wish it would go away. And some of them just outright don't believe in God altogether. I say the one thing you can't argue with is what this world would look like if no one believed in anything greater than themselves. If everyone was on board with, no, we all just got here how we got here. There's no rules to be followed. There's no heaven to be worried about going to or hell. Could you imagine the things that people would do on this?
You know what? I've always said if you believe in something that I don't, but you believe in it, you practice it, and it makes you a better person, then shame on me if I criticize you for it.
Right. Absolutely. I agree with that completely. And so it looked like for him, religion, becoming a Mormon, being introduced to that by his grandmother really helped him. And it said Travis Alexander would struggle with it, but if that's your only fault,
he would struggle with the
religion.
Oh,
with being a Mormon.
Oh, okay. Like the rules behind it.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes. The abstinence of it.
Oh, yeah.
Having to abstain from having sex.
Gotcha. That would be a struggle.
Well, I grew up Baptist and I have struggled with abstinence since I was 14 until I got married.
Jesus Christ.
Now that I'm married, I have no problem with abstinence.
14. Oh my God. I was later. We'll just say that. I was much later.
I was
a late bloomer.
Well, if they want people to abstain in marriage, they should marry them earlier.
Right.
You have no problem. After that first year, you're good.
Like your parents got to sign off on it.
It's good. We just want you to not have sex. So just say I do. Get on with it already. So Travis Alexander would struggle with it. But if that's his only fault, as I was saying earlier, then, because we all struggle with that. Professionally, Alexander was a salesman for a multi-level marketing company called Prepaid Legal Services. And we see how this is coming together. He was there. She was there working the same. This is where we're going.
I see it.
He was a good-looking kid. So this works that he would be able to be a commission salesman.
Yeah, sure.
And can we just a quick sidebar? Multi-level marketing is a pyramid scheme, right?
Yes, it is to a degree. They've changed the laws on it to make it legal. The pyramid scheme, we won't bore everybody with the details, but a pyramid scheme, the person under you could never make more money than you could. You'd always be taking such a commission at the people under you that you would always make more money than them. Mm-hmm. That made it illegal. So you can have multi-tiers. It just can't work like that.
Wow.
I've looked into it.
I did not expect that for you to have that definition ready to go. All right. Well done. Sounds like someone's got to go to court. At the time that Alexander and Aries met, Aries was living with her boyfriend. So she was already dating someone and he was much older. And that may be because of her childhood.
Right.
You do tend to find men and women who lack that parental figure, whether it be the mother or the father, seek that out, and whom they decide to date. They sometimes and often they date someone much older because there was something lacking.
Right.
So that could be what this was about. But she was dating a boyfriend who was much older. She was also having some financial struggles.
Or he had great dick. Maybe that was that. Don't sell him short. Let's not sell this guy short is all I'm saying.
So he wasn't bringing it financially, but in the bedroom, he was king of the castle.
He was king of the castle.
All right. She was also having some financial struggles and decided that she needed to make a change in her life. She found this convention going on in Las Vegas for prepaid legal services where Travis Alexander was a rising star and her friend went to check it out. And that could have been, well, you know what? I don't want to get into her mind. I'll leave that be. Alexander being a bigwig, he got 2 free tickets from the company, for the opening night banquet. He was single and a few coworkers said, hey, you should take this beautiful newcomer, Jodi, with you. Why don't you take her? What do those friends got to feel like today?
Oh, oops. My bad.
Oops. My bad.
That one's on me. I'll take credit.
She was the nicest person I knew. Who knew? So they get together for the evening and the pair totally hit it off. Of course they would. He's good looking. She's good looking. They're young. Most of the time, that's going to be a situation where these people are
right. He said he was successful, right? So that's an attractive quality as well.
That's true. Because if he's successful, he has to have some type of cash in his pocket, right. and she's having some issues. And
being successful is an attractive quality to a lot of people.
I think to most people.
Yeah.
And he's closer to her age, not the old guy she's dating at home. So they hit it off and they had a great time. Both feel a connection and decide to stay in touch after the convention ends, and the 2 go back to their homes. Well, Jodi felt so strong about their interaction that she gets home and tells her older boyfriend of 4 years she's with this guy. After a weekend, she comes home, she says, get the fuck out of here.
But I appreciate the honesty. You know what? Keep it real. Don't drag it on. Don't lie. Just, you know what? Beat it.
Anybody out there who ever wants to know when phrases become uncool is when a white guy around Jamie's age says it. So if you're out there still saying keep it real, you can no longer say keep it real. It's over. It's over. Thanks, Jamie, for ruining that for the rest of us.
You guys ruined the alphabet for us. You know, we had 19 letters in it. It was fine. And then it made its way across the West. You guys started adding letters. Now there's 26 letters in it.
Who you calling you guys? What's
you guys, people who live West.
Oh, okay, just making sure what we're doing here.
What do you mean, you guys?
Yeah, East Coast Boston. Want to make sure you get the definition of what you guys means to you. At the time, Aries was living in the Palm Desert, California, and Alexander was in Mesa, Arizona. So he was here in Mesa. And the 2 started a long-distance relationship. According to court records, they exchanged 82,000 emails.
What?
82,000 emails.
I've never sent that much in my life. If you took every email I've ever sent, it's probably a third of that.
Well, I'm with you there. I just can't see what. I don't know how much talking needs to be had, even in a new relationship.
Maybe that was like the texting of 08.
After 2 months of dating, Aries converted to the Mormon faith. 2 months of dating people. You hear that? 2 months.
She's all in?
She in. So whatever he did to her over the weekend was the greatest thing she's ever had done to her during that weekend. Goes home, cancels the boyfriend of 4 years, 82,000 emails, and now we're at 2 months of dating. This is unbelievable.
Mormon
she's becoming
religions.
She's becoming a Mormon. And on November 26, 2006, she was baptized into the Latter-day Saint faith, sponsored by the eventual victim. And of course, he was sponsored. I mean, that only would make sense.
He had to be laying it down, man. To get someone to do all that, oh, man.
She constantly made Alexander the center point of her entire life.
Oh.
Which, I will say this, and I hope no one listening gets upset with me. But I tell anyone, men or women, whenever you're dating someone and they are making you the center point of their entire life, that is a dead giveaway that there's going to be issues in this relationship.
No balance.
Absolutely. Like you have to be the center of their world. And I know when you're young, because we've all been there, it seems like this is great. This person just really loves me. They're just really into me. No, at some point, things are going to go off the rails. Not saying you're going to get murdered. I mean, your clothes may get burned. Something may happen. There's going to be a big blow up in public. There's going to be something. It doesn't have to be murder, but this is going to go off the rails. I mean, you agree with that, or what do you think?
I'd rather be murdered than paraded in public. I think that would be a fate worse than death.
I hope Avelia doesn't listen to this. So she constantly made Alexander the center point of her entire life, according to his friend Dave Hall. Aries never spoke about her past and didn't seem to have any friends. Another dead giveaway.
No friends.
And this is us obviously playing Monday morning quarterback. This is crime has been done. It's been adjudicated. She's in prison. And we're kind of going back over, and hopefully you are too in your minds. Hopefully you're hearing some things you didn't hear originally 10, 12 years ago. But yeah, these are just dead giveaways if you're, but you can't see that when you're a young guy.
No, of course not. You're blind.
You're blind because you don't have enough experience in your life at that point.
It's the new relationship. You're not thinking straight about it.
Right. And then you're a young, good looking guy who's probably making a lot of money. There's pretty girls digging you. You think you're just the king dingaling, as the older folks would say back when I was growing up. What are you smiling about, buddy?
No, they didn't.
The relationship didn't last very long, only a few months, actually. Wow. See, how do you? She came to your religion.
Yeah.
In a relationship,
So he cut her loose.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. So essentially 5 months all told together? Because 2 months in, she becomes a Mormon, and then a few months later, it's over?
We got a clinger.
After the two broke up on June 29, 2007, Aries moved to Mesa, Arizona until April 2008, at which time she moved to her grandparents' house in Eureka, California. Alexander was telling people that he wanted Aries out of his life, but at the same time, he was remaining romantically involved with her. Another classic.
Mixed messages.
Right. Another classic young guy mistake. You cannot keep sleeping with a person that you don't want, that you keep telling them, I don't want to be with you.
Right.
It just doesn't happen, no matter how good. And again, we've all been there. This isn't me.
Because now you're just using the person.
Absolutely. You are taking advantage of that person to a certain extent. Again, not victim blaming, not trying to do that. But we got to be honest on the podcast when we're reading these things that we found while we were investigating the story. So you have Jodi Arias, who has made all of these sacrifices in her life, like leaving her boyfriend of 4 years, converting to the Mormon faith, moving to another state, and Travis Alexander is pretty much like, yeah, I'm just looking for a Sancha.
Yeah, I'm good. Look at you throwing down the Hispanic terminology.
Hey, if it can rub off on you in like yesterday, why can't it not rub off on me? Now, I don't know what Sancha is, though. What is that?
It's like a side piece.
Okay.
Sancho is the male side piece, and Sancha is the female.
Nice. You could almost speak a Spanish.
Yo sé muy poquito, pero yo aprendo.
And we digress. Okay. All right. So it gets a little crazier. Travis has scheduled a trip to Cancun, in Mexico for people out there who are not aware where Cancun is, where he could speak some of that.
Yes. Habla español.
There you go. With the woman named Mimi Hall. How many women do you know named Mimi? I gotta find a picture of Mimi. I gotta see what a Mimi looks like. But Mexico with a woman named Mimi Hall. Hall had not heard from Travis for a few days, so she was getting worried since it was now the night before they were supposed to leave.
Oh, yeah.
He had also missed an important conference call on the night of June 4th, 2008 at 7 p.m. A concerned Hall then goes to Alexander's house and knocks on the door. So the girlfriend comes over, knocks on the door. She hasn't heard from him. He misses a call. So she's got to come check him out and see what's going on.
Are we still going?
Right, because I bought 2 new bikinis for this trip. Knocks on the door, no answer. She calls 2 other friends who then join Hall at his home. They can see the dog inside the house, but still no answer at the door. They are eventually able to get the garage door code from a friend, and they enter the house through the garage. As they enter the house, they notice an awful stench.
Oh, yeah.
Once in the house, the 3 go to Alexander's room and try to enter, but the door is locked.
So this is already one level B&E.
Go take it up a notch.
Just kick it in at this point. You already broke in. Just kick the door in.
From there, they make their way down the hallway to one of the roommates' rooms and knock on his door. The roommate, named Zach Billings, comes to the door. He was watching a movie and says he didn't hear anyone knocking or ringing the doorbell. The trio ask him where Travis is, and he states he thought he was in Cancun. They are all like, no, that's tomorrow morning. They check with the other roommate, Enrique Cortez, and neither of them has seen Alexander in almost a week. What kind of roommates / friends are these? This is before Airbnb.
And they said there was a stench, right?
Right.
Some dirty motherfuckers.
It got to be. I just thought it was some socks. Billings is able to find a spare key to Alexander's room, and he unlocks the door. As soon as the door opens, blood is everywhere. They just see it. I mean, they see no one is in the bed, and they follow the massive blood trail into the bathroom, and that's where Billings discovers the body of Travis. His body was balled up in the shower stall. He had been stabbed multiple times and shot in the head, but you couldn't see any of those right away. It was later on that those things were discovered. Billings says to the others, call 911, Travis is dead. Okay, we'll call 911. They make the call and notify authorities of the bloody horror. As mentioned on the 911 call was that of an ex-girlfriend, Jodi Arias, whom Alexander had previously claimed was stalking him, hacking into his Facebook account and slashing the tires on his vehicle.
Oh, yeah? Do the tires like that?
Why are you so worried about these tires?
Oh, come on, man. That's like $100.
A
tire.
You're so not young.
Facebook, I can just be like, I was hacked. Ignore that. $100, now you cost me money.
Well, now we got a problem. Well, my thing with this is that if I had a buddy, let's say you, and you were in the outs with whomever, and I knew she was stalking you and slashed tires, if I didn't hear from you, I think I would be kind of on the lookout of where my boy Jamie might be at. These douchebags live in the house with the guy and have never thought anything about it.
Like he's literally, wasting away in there and nothing.
Well, because even if you say he's been gone or you haven't seen him in a week and you thought he left for Cancun yesterday, that's still 6 days that you were not concerned with where this guy was at.
Like, I know, rent's coming, dude. Where you at?
Rent's coming, dude. You 3 dudes living together, and at some point, someone has to text, who ate my macaroni and cheese? So someone has to ask a question.
At least once a month, one of those 3, hey, I'm a little light. Can you float me? Can you float me till the 3rd?
Dude, I'm out of toilet paper. Does anyone have any? At least one time. Oh, my God. All right. They also sent a text to Alexander's friend and business partner, Dave Hall, around midnight. The entire text, Travis is dead. He calls them back and is like, is this some
whole text? Travis is dead. That's right to the point.
He didn't waste any time trying to get, hey, are you sitting down?
Hey,
call me or not call me. I got something to tell you.
Yeah. That's not a Travis is dead. All right. Right to the point.
You're not driving, are you? I got some news for you.
Right yet. Well, no kidding.
Just, all right. These are the worst friends. He calls them back and is like, is this some kind of sick joke? So he heads to the house to join the others. Now, just prior to the murder on May 8th, a burglary occurred at the residence of Aries' parents, with whom she was living in Eureka, California. Several items were taken, including a .25 caliber gun. The grandparents' gun was never recovered. The prosecutor would argue that the burglary was staged by Aries, and the stolen gun was used to shoot Alexander.
Uh-huh. Right in the face.
What? You are the worst.
I am.
You're the worst. I'm over here doing this. We're doing this podcast together. And we talked about this before the show. When my mouth gets dry, I'm gonna need to take a sip.
Oh
my God.
Gotcha. All right. So, wow, how about that? A gun?
Done with you.
Taken?
Done with you. If I don't hit stop right now, I'll throw you out of here. All right, so let's go on with the story.
We need a signal. Blink twice.
This is a signal.
Okay,
this means keep going.
You spinning your finger is a signal.
Got
Yes.
it.
Let me write that down.
Not the signal for you to make a face like you're having a stroke. Several days before the trip, Aries repeatedly contacted her ex-boyfriend, Daryl Brewer, asking to borrow 2 5-gallon gas cans for a trip to Arizona. The cans were never returned to Brewer. Receipts presented at trial also showed that Aries had purchased a third 5-gallon gas can, sunblock, facial cleanser from Walmart in Salinas, California on June 3rd, 2008.
Sunblock. That's a dead giveaway. You're going to Arizona.
Dude, this is, oh my God, not that I'm a murderer, but everyone, if you watch enough of these shows like we have and like you all have, and you listen to enough of these podcasts like we have and you all have, you cannot be borrowing things from people that can be tracked to those people.
Absolutely.
Hey, let me borrow 2 gas cans. So why? So they can go back and ask Jamie about these gas cans.
Go buy your own gas cans with cash.
And buy them like 3 states over. Like, I feel like we're telling people how to murder people right now.
Yeah.
Is that the podcast?
All those shows do it already that they got out there.
How to murder. There was a show, actually, How to Get Away with Murder. So I don't feel so bad.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
That. So one of my favorite shows. The reason authorities...
Well, why is that?
You didn't like that show?
No, I'm just a little concerned right now about your choice in shows.
Oh, man. Yeah, let's talk off. Yeah, let's talk off here.
Oh, gotcha.
The reason authorities believe she wanted these gas cans was so she could travel to Arizona on the way to Utah without having to stop at any gas station. That evening at an Arco gas station in Pasadena, California, she purchased about 8 gallons of gasoline with her debit card. And 4 minutes later, purchased almost $10 of gas, gallons of gas. I can't speak for whatever reason. And 4 minutes later, purchased almost 10 more gallons of gas with cash. Why do you think she did that?
Oh, I don't know, but she's doing multiple transactions all at the same time.
Yeah, I thought that was weird.
Oh, I need to fill this one. Oops, let me swipe my card again. Oh, no, I'll pay cash.
Yeah. The debit card was used again on June 6th, 3 times at a Tesoro gas station in Salt Lake City, at a Pilot Fly J travel center in Winnemucca, Nevada.
What?
You heard me. And a 7-Eleven in Sparks, Nevada. After Alexander's death, but before his body was discovered, Aries had continued to call him and had left him several voicemail messages. It was later alleged that she had accessed Alexander's voicemail messages after his death. She said that Alexander had originally planned to visit her in May 2008, but that his plans had changed.
Oh.
She's doing a lot. She's doing the most.
Yeah. I mean, she's digging in now. She's getting in the phone, allegedly. You know, clearing out messages, whatever.
Yeah, she's doing the most. On June 2nd, 2008, Aries rented a white Ford Focus in Redding, California. What is it about white Fords?
I don't know, but
at least
Focus is a fine car, if you ask me.
Are we pushing Ford Focuses on the podcast?
Focus.
Ford, if you
see your Ford dealer.
Yeah, Ford, if you're out here listening to us, at any point, you want to be a sponsor.
Tell them we sent you. And they'll be like, what? Who?
Tell them Jamie and Sidney sent you.
They're guys, and they sent us, despite the names.
On June 2nd, 2008, Aries rented a white Ford Focus in Redding, California, about 100 miles south of her residence. She told the budget renter car staff that she would only be driving the car locally. But when the car was returned on June 7th, it had been driven about 2,800 miles.
Damn, that's some DoorDash miles right there.
DoorDash. But Look, why even tell them you're driving the car? I mean, I guess you got to tell them locally.
I know it's unlimited mileage, usually, isn't it?
Yeah, you're right. It is. So why even tell them you're driving it locally?
Just don't even mention it.
Go back 2,800 miles. What's that conversation like?
2,800 miles, like, oh, that can't be right. That can't be right. You sure you wrote that original mileage down, right?
It was also missing
ball tires.
I only drove 28 miles. Screw
There's
you.
no oil left in the engine.
You guys are fucking liars. It was also missing all of his floor mats, and there were what looked like Kool-Aid stains on the front and rear seats.
Oh,
and you know how I feel about this whole Kool-Aid stain thing here. She's not black, so you knew those weren't Kool-Aid stains. I've never been in a Hispanic person or a white person's house and found Kool-Aid, so that was not.
They were eating steak with ketchup.
Yes, absolutely.
There's a Crystal Light.
Absolutely.
Cranberry and vodka even.
Who's the guy who created Crystal Light? Did he taste Kool-Aid? Just too much flavor here.
Cut that up.
My people will never like this.
Hold on. Let me pour some chemicals into this.
This was never made for white people.
They'll never drink this on the Cape.
Take all the flavor. Take all the sugar. What do you have left? That's what we want.
Pasty aftertaste.
That's what we want. The car was cleaned before police were able to examine it. All right. And now we got a ton of evidence, though, if you get back to the murder scene. So Detective Esteban Flores, also a Mormon, shows up and begins his investigation of the crime scene. Now, I will say this about Mormons, and to me, this is an important part of this because I never came into contact with Mormons until I moved to Arizona. So I didn't know much about them, about the religion, about the people who follow that religion. But one thing I will say about them, they stick together.
Yes.
Hardcore. And to the point that if there's a business deal opportunity, they're gonna bring you in if you are of that same faith and a lot of other things. But they just all around, they really stick together. And to me, that's an important thing to note, that Detective Esteban Flores was also a Mormon because I feel like he's probably going to get into this investigation even more than he would.
Are those the door knockers, the ones that come around?
Yeah.
Knock on your door. Have you been saved?
Well, you have that, and then you have the Jehovah's Witnesses who do that
maybe
too.
I'm thinking of the Jehovah's.
But the Mormons are the ones that we have here in Arizona that no matter what the temperatures are, you were talking about earlier, how hot it gets.
Yeah, it's like I got to let them in just to get them out of the sun.
They're out on those bicycles regardless. And sometimes I've seen them in neighborhoods they have no business being in, but I'm like, you really believe in what you believe in. So yeah.
You would not going home with that pocket protector.
But those people that faith, they really, really stick together. So Detective Esteban Flores, also a Mormon, shows up and begins his investigation of the crime scene. Officials noticed that the fingers and toes of the body were a darker color than the rest of the body, which means the body had begun to mummify.
Oh, yeah.
It had been there for a while, making any specific types of trauma to the body, such as knife or gunshot wounds, unclear. It also appeared that the body was placed in the shower and that someone tried to rinse them off. Why try to rinse them off? I never understood that. That detail, I think the world knew.
Maybe her DNA could have been on his body?
You think she thought that far ahead?
It's possible. She thought some things out, very much so. And other things just totally escaped her. Like she did that, but there was still blood all over the house.
Right. That's a good point. I was wondering, so why try to rinse them off? But I have not murdered anyone, so I wouldn't. It makes me wonder about you now.
Huh.
I will move closer to the door, people. Then what would turn out to be a crucial piece of evidence was found. A spent .25 caliber shell was located on the floor near one of the sinks in the master bathroom. So if you remember, there was a .25 caliber gun that was stolen and never found from her grandparents' house. And now this is going to be a crucial, as I said, it's going to be a crucial piece of evidence because there's a .25 caliber shell that is found, a spent one that is found inside of the master bath there in the sink. Detective Flores begins to interview the roommates since they were there and naturally at the top of the initial suspect, of course. But these guys sound too stupid to even know that he wasn't around. They were asked how they could live in a house with a dead body for what was likely 5 days. And before I go on, just remember, folks, he's saying 5. I'm going to say 6, all right, because they hadn't seen Travis in a week, and they thought he had left. According to one roommate, thought he had left the day before. So 7 minus 1 gets you to 6. It doesn't seem like that big of a deal going from 5 to 6. But to me, it does, because this is 6 days that you have not seen one of your roommates.
And the smell's got to get worse every day.
Just don't even put the smell in it.
No, you got to put the smell in it.
Yeah, but I'm saying, even if you take the smell out of it, if my roommate isn't around for 6 days, yo, bro, are you okay? What's good? What's going on? Like you said, rent is coming up. Did you eat my mac and cheese? Anything. And nothing from these guys. So I'm glad they were questioned. I hope they were taken into, and a spotlight was put on them, and someone brought in a couple of phone books, because this was just dumb. They were asked how they could live in a house with a dead body for what was likely 5 days and not know it.
So how could you not? That just tells me how big a slob you are. They said, you know what? That smell could be me.
And that's a good point, because their reasoning was that they were like, hey, we are a bunch of bachelors.
I don't know. You got to be pretty disgusting to confuse, your laundry or whatever it is, dirty dishes with, a deteriorating body next room down.
Here's the other thing. We're both guys. We've had other guy roommates, especially when you're young. We're irresponsible. Like, we forget everything. And we borrow from each other constantly. No one tried to go in this room and, borrow a pair of socks or toilet paper out of this room. No one went and jiggled that door handle and said, oh, this shit's locked. No one thought. I'm not saying that they were a part of this, folks. I'm not trying to say that at all. I just can't.
They weren't close.
They
definitely weren't close.
You lived in the same house. If nothing else, you can smell.
Maybe they grew apart.
We just figured it was dirty dishes or laundry or something, they said. Either way, their alibis checked out, so they were off the hook. At this point, Detective Flores is called to the laundry room. Alexander's new digital camera was located in the downstairs washing machine along with some towels, and it had gone through a wash cycle. The camera was destroyed, but the memory card inside the camera was not. Detective Flores. I wish we had a sound effect. Detective Flores conducting a phone interview with Arias that Arias herself actually requested. Idiot. Asked her if she knew whether Alexander kept any weapons in his house, and her response was his 2 fists.
Oh, God. His hands of steel? What is that?
Was that one of his pickup lines?
Oh, yeah.
These hands are dangerous weapons. You don't want to mess with these. He also asked her if she could think of a possible motive for why someone would want to damage Alexander's camera. Although images had been deleted, Mesa police were able to recover the images. The recovered images included Arias and Alexander, both in sexually suggestive poses. At approximately 1:40 p.m. on June 4th, 2008, there was another photo of Alexander in the shower. This photo was taken from before 5:30 p.m. the same day. Moments later, there are images of an individual believed to be Alexander badly bleeding on the floor.
Taking pictures of this, it's like, there had to be an accident. There's no way someone would intentionally do that. It's beyond incriminating. There had to be an accident.
Well, I think that's what they may have found, and I think that's what they thought, at least. A bloody palm print was located in the bathroom hallway, which DNA revealed to be a mixture of Arias and Alexander's DNA.
See, she's thinking about washing the DNA, assuming she's thinking about washing DNA off the body, but then I'm very careful where I leave my DNA. I wouldn't. Very precise. I keep track.
You carry Ziploc bags when you go out to eat. I'm gonna need all these utensils and put these in here. Take them home. Throw them in the furnace.
Throw them in the furnace. Yeah, I don't want anybody taking my DNA and duplicating me.
The last time you've seen a furnace? I haven't seen a furnace in, man, it's been.
Go back east, man.
I was about to say the last time I've seen a furnace was back east. Arias continued to insist that she had last seen Alexander in April 2008, despite being presented with DNA and photographic evidence by Detective Flores. Ryan Burns and others who met Arias in Utah after the killing indicated she had bandages on her hands. She wore long sleeves on days when it was very hot. She told different stories about how she received the cuts on her hands. Burns was told they were from an injury while working at Margaritaville restaurant. At the trial, it was revealed by Siskiyou County, California, authorities that no such restaurant exists, nor ever existed in the area. At the time of the killing, she worked at Casa Ramos in Eureka. Look, why would you make up that you work at a restaurant that does not exist in the area that you live in?
So she did not think it all through. You could grab anything. There's got to be You could just say a Chili's, and there's going to be a Chili's somewhere near you.
She possibly thought about washing off the DNA in the shower, but she did not think this.
She thought about getting gas cans so she didn't have to stop for gas, but
only so much space in that pretty brain of hers.
Let me grab a restaurant that there's probably like one of in the state.
Margaritaville. I'm sitting here as I was reading it and we're talking about it. I'm trying to think, well, I've only maybe seen one Margaritaville my entire life.
Yeah, that closed.
Yeah.
Right?
You're right. I did this at Arby's, cutting roast beef, that watered roast beef, which I love. It's delicious roast beef. By the way.
You got to have a roast beef from back east. Roast beef 3-way, sauce, cheese, mayo. You don't even know.
I was looking forward to it.
Oh,
I'm very upset with you about this.
Well, when you come down, when we're relaxing down the Cape someday.
I've never seen pictures of people who look like me relaxing on the Cape. I'm not coming. So
they stop you at the bridge? What do you mean there's nobody down there?
For people who can't tell by my voice, I'm African American. So no, this sounds like what's that book, The Greatest Game or whatever it is. They'll take someone out and chase them.
Huh?
You know what it is.
No. The one with Ice-T, the movie about Ice-T?
Yeah.
Oh, I think it was called The Game.
Yeah.
Yeah, they let him go.
Yeah.
And then they hunt him down.
Exactly. I'm not going for this. I don't have dreadlocks.
He's hiding under the dinghy, doll. Get him.
Where am I hiding again?
He ran around the cabana. I saw him.
The cabana. Everyone else on the planet says cabana. You guys say cabana?
Cabana.
Cabana. How do you
going around the cabana? There he goes. Got him.
All right, Kennedy. So on June 5th, 2008, West Jordan, Utah, police officer Michael Gallietti. Excuse me, folks. I'm going to have to say that once or twice more, so I'm going to try to get it. Gallietti pulled Aries over while she was in a rented vehicle driving to a meeting with Burns. The front license plate of the car was missing and the rear plate was upside down. Aries attributed this to some kids at Starbucks playing a trick on her. Burns helped Aries fix the license plate, and Gallietti did not cite her for the infraction. Complete bullshit.
Of course. Well, she's a good-looking younger woman.
Complete bullshit. Ladies, and I'm not trying to go after you guys at all, because I'm sure this happens for good-looking guys, because good-looking people, this world was made for good-looking people. And if you haven't figured that out by now, you are probably very unhappy every day of your life because you're questioning a lot of things that happen. But man, that just really bothers me that he did not at least give her a ticket. I'm very bothered by this.
A warning, a written warning.
Something. All right. On July 9th, 2008, Aries was indicted by a grand jury in Maricopa County in lovely Arizona, county that we both live in. Mm-hmm. Huge county. I think it's the largest county in the entire country.
It's the fastest growing county population-wise the past few years. People are coming here.
Man, it is outstanding. The housing market here is insane right now because
that being said, don't move here.
Everybody wants to be here. Why is that, Jay?
Man, we're getting crowded, man.
It is turning into a mini LA.
It is.
In the middle of the day when you're driving.
Minus all that smog.
I went out, the wife and I had to go run some errands the other day, and we went out. I left the house around 3-4 o'clock, and the one-on-one was packed. And I'm like, where the hell are all these people going? Most of us are working at home, so you should be at home.
Right.
And if you have a day job, you should probably be at said day job. Where are you going? Oh, it was driving me nuts. On July 9, 2008, Aries was indicted by a grand jury in Maricopa County, Arizona, for the first-degree murder of Alexander. She was arrested at her home 6 days later. Armed with all of this evidence, Detective Flores heads from Arizona to California. And on July 15, 2008, he meets with Aries, who is now at the Siskiyou County Sheriff's Office. This is the first time that Aries and Detective Flores met in person. He presents her with all of his evidence that includes the timestamp photos taken from that camera that was found in the washing machine. So, in case you forgot, there was a camera that had been tossed in the washing machine with some laundry that they found. Camera was destroyed, but the memory card wasn't. He presents her with that evidence and the timestamp photos that were taken from the camera that was found in the washing machine. Photos that included Aries and Alexander in compromising nude photos. And even worse, photos of what appeared to be Travis's laying on the floor, covered in his own blood. Photos were likely taken by accident. And you kind of talked to that.
Yeah.
You spoke about that earlier.
I mean, you got to draw the line somewhere. She's not gonna make that mistake. That had to be an accident. Putting his bloody body on a film intentionally, that was just. But then again, she threw it in the wash, so she knew she was trying to destroy something.
Why just take the camera with you?
Right. I mean, the gun was never found, right? They say it was never located.
Yeah, I don't think they did locate that. One of the photos was taken accidentally by the camera while the camera was on the floor, and it caught Aries' foot and pants in the same photo as a bloody Travis Alexander. That takes away the whole. It wasn't me. I was never there.
You were there.
Foot, pants in the photo with his body, his bloody body.
And where's her lawyer at this point?
Matlock's been dead. He's been off the air for a while.
There's no lawyer.
Johnny Cochran's dead and gone.
But somebody, I mean, I could be there and be like, listen, stop talking.
Common sense. Where's your common sense?
Stop talking.
Still, Aries denied it was her, and Detective Flores read Jodi Arias her rights, and she was taken into custody. At no point did she have, to answer your question, at no point did she have or ask for a lawyer. You are. It's about time. 10 years of friendship. It's about time.
About time.
Actually, I have more, 10 plus years of friendship.
Yeah, this is our 10th year, I think. I moved here in 2011.
Okay.
So this will be our 10th year.
All right. So
it's a decade going strong.
And you finally got ahead of the game. Lost that bet.
Swung for the fences, you know. I may only be hitting 120, but every once in a while, I get a hold of one.
No one whose bats 120 gets, you know what, let's not get down to baseball references. At no point did she have or ask for a lawyer who probably would have been useful in telling Aries to stop talking. So Detective Flores leaves the room, but the camera is still recording Aries in the interrogation room. Aries gets out of her seat and does a headstand against the wall and then goes back to her seat.
Now that's impressive right there. A headstand.
In
it's not a handstand, a headstand. Like sitting on the head.
Yes. And starts singing Oh Holy Night because it's Christmas wherever she's at in her head.
Oh, boy.
Aries was in tears while being interviewed. And as soon as the detective leaves the room, the tears stop and starts with the extremely odd behavior. This doesn't seem like the behavior of a person who is entirely aware of the gravity of the situation of first-degree murder charges. And you and I, I think we disagreed on this ever so slightly. I think you thought this is a sign that she is El Loco.
Something's up. Well, I mean, I don't know all the different definitions of narcissism or psycholysis and all that. I don't even know if that's a word. But to sit there and do these things, they have to see this and be like, listen, we need to like appoint her a lawyer. At some point, someone's just got to say, listen, we're going to get her somebody, have her evaluated, something at this point. I thought should have been done.
Yeah, but if she doesn't have a lawyer to tell her to stop talking, or to say we should get her checked out, then that's not going to happen. They're going to take.
There's a mountain of evidence against her. A mountain of evidence. I don't know. She's clearly. I don't know if you see this behavior and think, oh no, she can certainly still speak for herself in terms of whether or not she wants representation. Mm-hmm. That's about it.
I mean, I get your side of it, where you're coming from. Absolutely. I don't necessarily agree with it, but I can see where you're coming from with it. When she's getting her mugshot taken, you love this. She says to the officer, "How does my hair look?" And then smiles for the camera.
Oh.
The following day, to me, she just strikes me as a pretty girl who's used to doing what some pretty girls do.
And it still hasn't registered what's going on yet. Yeah, I'll get out of this.
Right. Looks. The following day, Aries is questioned again, still no lawyer, by a female detective. This was done intentionally by Detective Flores to see if Aries would have an easier time relating to a female to get her to open up. It was a complete fail. Aries shut down completely and refused to talk. So she wouldn't even talk to the female detective. She stated that she would prefer to talk to Detective Flores. Aries,
want to see me do a headstand? God, she's not right, man.
Do you think I'm going to do a headstand for you? I will not. Get Detective Flores in here.
Oh, no. Oh, holy night. Sorry.
I hope she didn't have the bass that you had when she was
singing. Oh, holy night. I had no idea she was a baritone.
Aries would go on to give two different accounts of her whereabouts. First, she originally told police that she had not been in the home at the time of Alexander's death. Hello, your feet are in the shot next to his body. What are you talking about? You weren't in the home. Then she later told police that two intruders had broken into Alexander's home and that they murdered him and attacked her. Look, for anyone out there getting ready to commit any crime, I'm not saying commit murder. Maybe you're just gonna go out and steal a packet of bubble gum at the local grocery store. Whatever you do, don't give them two different stories on how that bubble gum in your pocket.
To a story.
Stick to it, because the minute you switch to two random dudes just came in, got the bubble gum, put it in my pocket, you're dead in the water. Stick to your story. She was extradited to Arizona on September 5th of that year, where she pled not guilty on September 11th to the charge of first-degree murder. Prior to the trial, Arias told her story on a TV show, Inside Edition, where she stuck to the claim of intruders did this. Well, at least she found one story to stick to. She claimed that there was no way she could commit these heinous crimes and that no jury would convict her. Famous last words.
I don't know.
On January 2nd, 2000, I'm going to stop going to you. On January 2nd, 2013, almost 5 years after the death of Travis Alexander, the murder trial of Jodi Arias began. The details that came out were graphic, to say the least. At one point, the prosecution held up a photo of Alexander with his throat cut, and his sister and brother immediately got up and left the courtroom.
That's rude.
They had
to hold up that picture, I mean.
Well, it's rude if you didn't let them know.
Yeah.
I mean,
they know there's going to be evidence, but hey, bam, just like, oh, oops.
That seems a lot. There were explicit details about the sexual relationship between Arias and Alexander. During the trial, it came out that one of the nicknames Alexander had for Arias was Three-Hole Wonder.
Oh.
Oh.
Now I'm intrigued.
now you speak?
Honestly, I've been called worse.
I don't want to know why.
Hell, I mean, it's actually a bit flattering, is it not?
Oh, my God. The jury foreman was quoted as saying he believes there was certainly abuse towards Arias. What? All right. Ultimately, the defense tried to put the character of Alexander on trial. Well, where else do you have to go? You have to do that. Saying some pretty horrible things about him, including that he was into child pornography.
Oh, you better have proof.
There was never any proof of this.
Oh, that's terrible.
And it was widely viewed as a lie concocted by the defense to draw negative attention away from Arias. You can't throw, you and I talked about this before, you can't throw child pornography, rape, things like that out on a person and not have some type of cemented proof of showing this. You just can't. The defense also played a recording of a phone conversation between the two that was basically phone sex. Alexander said he was going to tie her to a tree and violate her, which would have been helpful to the defense, except that she was going along with it.
Oh, no.
Why would you play this then? What are you trying to show?
That's disgusting. What time?
Yeah, none of this makes it. I mean, I understand the defense doesn't have a lot of places they can go to keep this, have tried to keep this young girl out of prison, but you had to make some better choices, I think. Arias took the stand herself, and she had no memory of the actual crime itself. And there you go. So I don't even know why you put her on the stand. This is all she was going to say. When Arias was cross-examined, it was Juan Martinez, deputy attorney for Maricopa County. Now, this guy is brutal. He's a pit bull. He doesn't accept any plea bargains. So that was well known. He's well known within on the staff of the as being a deputy attorney who doesn't take any plea bargains. I knew that going in when they assigned it to him. He would go for the death penalty. He was condescending. When Arias was on the stand crying, Martinez asked her if she was crying when he stabbed, or actually when she stabbed the victim. Arias also claimed that she had a permanently bent finger as a result of being kicked on the floor by Alexander. But the defense had a photo of her taken 5 months after the alleged assault by Alexander, and the hand was visible with no bend in it.
Oops.
And all Jodi Arias was on the stand for 18 days.
Damn.
18 days.
Wow.
You got to imagine, for hours at a time.
Yeah, 18 days. And
for someone who doesn't remember anything, that's a lot of days.
See, if you're going on even like 2 hours at a time, I mean, that's a lot of time.
That's a lot of time. The case took 4 months before it went to the jury, and the jury had two tasks. First, was she guilty of murder or something else, or innocent altogether? The second was, if she was guilty of first-degree murder, would she receive the death penalty? The jury deliberated and returned a unanimous verdict of guilty. Then they had to decide whether she would receive life in prison or the death penalty. The jury came back with 4 of the 12 holding out for life in prison. This caused a retrial of the penalty phase. Just the penalty phase, folks, not the entire trial. This time they came back with only a single person holding out for life. 11 wanted death, but the Arizona state law, the judge was forced to hand down life in prison without the possibility of parole. There would be no death penalty for Jodi Arias. Who's the one person holding out?
I don't know, but I mean, he definitely was on his. I bet it was a dude. Had to be a dude.
Think it was a dude?
I don't know, but in the trial, if you saw her, she didn't look anything like she looked in person.
No.
She looked like a librarian at the trial.
Absolutely. Yes, she did. Nothing against librarians, but she looked completely different. They really had dialed down.
Absolutely.
The looks of that young lady.
Which I get that.
Yeah. During the retrial for the penalty phase, Arias originally decided to represent herself and was granted this request, but a month later decided against it. Smartest thing she did this whole time. She got up and held up a T-shirt and didn't go stupid again.
Oh.
She got up and held up a T-shirt that said Survivor across the front of it. She told the courtroom that she would be selling these T-shirts with 100% of the proceeds going to victims of domestic abuse.
Oh, God.
What? You may be right. Maybe something is some insight from an expert was offered after the trial on Jodi Arias' mental state. Crime expert Scott Bond told reporter Dave Lord that Arias is a textbook sociopath. Bond will also go on to say she is really a walking embodiment of sociopathy in many ways. The ironic thing about that, I believe, is that is part of the intrigue. There's a disconnect. How can this pretty young woman be responsible for this reprehensible, incomprehensible act? It's consistent with with a sociopath personality. She's so narcissistic and so enamored with herself that she thinks she can make it believable. And this is kind of what we were talking about in terms of her asking for Detective Flores to be brought back in when they switched the second day to having a female detective in the room with her.
No, she wanted the dudes. That's who she thought she could manipulate.
Sociopaths have something severely wrong with their consciousness, according to Psychology Today. And Arias remained mostly composed during her televised murder trial. Arias believed that she could convince a jury that she stabbed Alexander nearly 30 times to defend herself also reflects a classic sociopathic trait, narcissism.
Oh.
Well, that was our first show. It can't be over. Is it over?
Is it over already?
Is that it? We hope that you guys have enjoyed listening to the studly sounding Jamie Kammeyer.
Yes.
And myself, Sidney Smith. We do definitely appreciate you. This show comes from the Sidney Smith Creative. This has been episode 1, Jodi Arias, from our new podcast, Murderess. If you like our show, give us 5 stars, rating, and review. And be sure to tell your friends. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, or wherever you're listening right now. You can also support the show by joining our Patreon at Murderous Podcasts. About the story you just heard, we sourced it from Murderpedia and the movie An American Murder Mystery. This has been Murderous, and we really appreciate you. We look forward to doing this with you again next week. Stay alive until then.
All right, we'll see you.